In this topic, we'll look at deferring and scheduling our deployments. Now, when I started my career in IT, we had to plan on working late on a weekend to update our systems. We actually were only allowed downtime in one position from 11 p.m. Saturday night till 4 a.m. Sunday, and then only once a month. So we had to expect to work those late nights whenever we wanted to make changes to the system. And as you might guess, we tried to limit our deployment frequency at that organization because it was difficult to work those hours. Now, these days, many companies still try to release their code changes at low impact times of the day. And often these are times outside of normal business hours, late at night, on the weekends, or something else. Places an additional burden on the staff responsible for deploying changes because often they work during the week and then they have to work half hours. If there are issues during deployment, it can be hard to contact other members of the team, especially developers, which can actually slow down a deployment or cause something to fail. And unfortunately, nobody often tests their deployments very thoroughly because they perform them so infrequently, and that kind of defeats the purpose of off-hours deployments. They still depend on customers to actually notice issues and let them know something is wrong. Ideally, in a DevOps world, we want to release software anytime we want, during the day, at night, whatever works well for us. And we want our changes to have minimal impact to our customers. Certainly things will evolve over time and things will be different, but we don't want disruption of our service. This isn't always possible, but what we can do is try to build confidence in our process and then slowly change the mindset of developers, operations, and customers to understand that our changes that we're releasing aren't necessarily going to disrupt our application. One of the cultural changes we see in DevOps is that we start to expect things to go smoothly and with little impact because we make small changes which have small impact. We do it more often, so overall we have a huge change to the system, but any individual change is less risky and less problematic than in the past. Our database changes aren't always going to be low impact. Some will be. Some are simple function changes, code changes, something, but some aren't. Some are like table changes. They can be disruptive or they can be time consuming. As you gain confidence in your release process, it might make sense that some of these deployments will be deferred to off hours, like table changes, without any human involvement. The system only notifies the DevOps staff if something goes wrong. For risky changes, staff can still be available, put them on a schedule, on call, something else, but the release system still deploys the software. People are just ready to respond a little bit quicker if there's an issue. As we move to a DevOps process, one of the hardest things we have to do is trust the process to work well enough to build our software, well enough to release our changes to production. One way to have everyone gain confidence is to schedule our deployment of database code. With a known schedule, development will see some pressure to meet their daily, weekly, or monthly release, and they'll try to hit those deadlines, but they're not too much pressure because they know if they don't finish their code, there's going to be another deployment soon. Having a schedule provides stability for all the technical people involved, and with each successful deployment, everyone gains trust in the system. Now, most of the release management software out there, including Visual Studio Team Services, allows for us to schedule releases or defer them for some time. We have to choose a specific build, we have to choose a time, but it does allow us to put that in there. Now, one suggestion I've often had for many clients that I've worked with is that even if we don't have any changes from the developers, we want to check with operations and see if they might have any indexing or other changes they can release during that period. That way they're confident we're always releasing, we get success, we build up a track record of things just working well. Now, if nothing else, often just releasing a dummy stored procedure, such as one that just contains a select one or select two or select three, is a good way to test the process works, no environmental changes have broken the scripting, and we're confident that the next time we defer something, it will work fine. Now, we'll have a demo in this section where we'll show you exactly how we can defer a release to a later point in time.